Yes, hello there, bonjour, guten tag, how's everybody, habari, muri muta, muri mutya. Yes, you're with Joseph Willrich, Lutalo. Yes, principal investigator, and the lead research and development here at Nuchwezi Research Lab. This morning of the 3rd of November 2025, please allow me to share with you quickly what I might consider to be an appeal to the general public, but also to neighbors, peers, and friends in academia, because I feel that here at the lab, Nuchwezi, we have really invested so much in research in the past one year or two, intensively. That is, as you're about to see by the evidence of the works we have accumulated, which I'm going to, if you look at this table here, these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. These are 14 works, 14 non-trivial works that we have published and put out there in the public contribution. Some of them have been at conferences, some of them are works of literature, but most are original works of science and academia. And yet we still find ourselves almost in a state of kind of like begging for recognition and also for some sort of support. Yes, so I'll take you through these quickly. This first one, our laboratory had a media aspect where we're exploring new ways to express data. My master's was in data communications, so this year's Mazera, and this is the first example of a band program that is based on sort of like an algorithmic approach to the compositions and the like. This is my master's thesis. Yeah, it was submitted to Makerere University. It dealt with voice-operated support assistants. Still a very relevant project. We explored applications with the Ministry of Health in maternal health care. That work hasn't been exploited much further beyond that. This is a paper related to that thesis that I co-published with Professor Tony Oyana. It still also hasn't gotten any progress since then. It was presented at the conference, Software Engineering International Conference in Copenhagen 2024. These are some community outreach and community empowerment works from the Office of the President at Nuchwezi. Those are speeches. This is original mathematics, the first foundational paper of transformatics that contributed new measures in statistics like the anagram distance measure and other measures like the PCR, TCR, and some new theory concerning processing of sequences. This is a very important paper that came out that first presented the UPLT, Universal Programming Language Theory, that proves, that offers us a proof that all programming languages are actually text processing languages. It's also one of the few papers that distills most of the knowledge and reviews the field of developing domain-specific languages. Also part of the theory that underlay the development of the new transforming executable alphabet language. This is work that could help people who are doing advanced research in programming languages beyond just normal programming. This is a work of literature, Club 69 Kampala. It is one of the few works of literature that we know that explores modern contemporary life in urban areas spanning Entebbe to Kampala, and it's a very interesting piece of literature. This is the general theory of number cardinality. This work laid the ground for treating of numbers as information expressions, and later contributions to development of transformatics based on foundations in number theory. It also introduces things like the symbol set formalism, which has not been in use. It also is the work where we put limits, hard limits, on the cardinality of number expressions when applied to the 4 basic arithmetic operations: addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. The first of its kind, but that work also hasn't gotten much exposure. This is a full-length novel, my second full-length novel, Rock and Draw. This work touches on a very tricky but interesting and important theme of wartime experiences, because right now around the world wars are happening in Sudan, in Congo, in Middle East, in Ukraine, and who knows, it might come to Uganda. So it explores a lot of things behind the psychology. It explores conflicts that could lead to jeopardy in political circles, but also in social circles. It is one of the few works of literature from Uganda that brings together multiple languages in a single work: Swahili, Luganda, Runyoro, etc. And also brings in a lot of new technology relating to how modern technology is being used in warfare, like drones, etc. This is a work on genetics. This work here is the first of its kind to treat of genetics from the angle of transformatics. It presents a lot of new practical theory concerning how things like genome sequencing might be done. Also how various new theory we've developed in statistics, like the anagram distance measure, may be applied in statistical analysis. It also had a lot of contributions in terms of how we might apply the mathematics of transformatics in improving or optimizing things like genome expression, and also presented a new framework for genome expression, among other things. It's a very big work. It's a book, and it hasn't been received much, as we have reached out to people in genetics and in research in the life sciences. This here is a work on the quasi-artificial general intelligence chatbot from Nuchwezi, and it's an interview that divulges most of the details that one would want to know how this technology came to what it is. So people who have interacted with ChatGPT, Copilot, etc., but also interactive chatbots like Lucidity and others. The ZA chatbot is accessible on the internet through t.nuchwezi.com, and this is the theory behind it. This is a work on psychology. It was presented at the 13th International East African Conference of Psychology, hosted by University of Kisubi. It presents foundations of psychology, but also which are biased towards helping people who are also approaching artificial intelligence and automatons or cymatons as well, to be able to have a basis in foundational traditional psychology, and also presents a new approach to psychology, which is based on blood as a physical or material basis of conscious life, and then builds on from there. Also presents the first mathematical definition of blood, and then also treats of various diseases and complications, pathologies that could be dealt with using the newly presented theory of transformatics and the mathematics associated. This is Transformatics 1-on-1. It is a mini thesis, and this work presents 10 important foundations of a new mathematics of sequences, and these results could underlay a lot of applications: artificial intelligence, cryptography, statistical analysis, data analysis, design and implementation of intelligent systems, dynamic systems, etc. It's a work of mathematics, and is on a level of a thesis, a PhD thesis. Yeah, that's it. It also presents a definition of entropy for sequences different from that of the 20th century definition by Claude Shannon. Then this here is a comparative review and critique of the 1991 algebra thesis by Professor of Oxford Jeremy Gibbons. So this review helps to cast transformatics in light of, or rather tree algebras in light of what we have learned thus far with transformatics, seeing that trees and graphs could be reduced to sequences, and that we could deal with many problems in advanced mathematics and computer science using this newly developed theory of transformatics. So there are a lot of contributions, and we even found some problems with that popular, or rather mainstream theory that we address, and also present some new approaches to important problems. So all these works here, as you see them, really are not trivial, they are not insignificant. However, as I have complained several times, finding difficulty getting recognition from peers around Uganda, especially in the public universities, much as I've shared most of this work. I'm running individually. I don't have much support, so I don't have grants to help me to get my work published in international journals where I have to pay APCs. So I've tried to reach out to peers, principals, professors, etc. But most people are just turning a blind eye. So this is very discouraging, because a person who has invested way, especially in theory that could be applied in very, very many disciplines, and yet I'm not getting any assist. Surely, what about those who are doing similar, or who are looking forward to doing similar contributions? What is this? What kind of image are we painting for Uganda? So I'm concerned. Because many people would have given up already by now, but I'm still doing what I can, and I'm appealing to you, to my fellows, to my neighbors, to my peers, to my seniors also, because you know, our seniors, people who are older than us, who have been in the field longer than us, and you should be extending a helping hand to younger researchers, younger scholars like me. But no one is doing that. So what will tomorrow think of us, and what will happen of all this work we've done? Okay, so God help us, and for God and my country. Thank you. Cheers. And lastly, or in conclusion, I'm also kind of disappointed, yes, with people that I thought would assist me. Right now, I'm in the process of applying for a PhD at Oxford, and all these works that you have looked at have somehow been advanced so that they can support my application. These are non-trivial works. Looking at the kind of work that my peers, including professors at public universities around Uganda, are publishing, I really have invested much, but I have failed to get a recommendation or reference from people like Professor Tony Oyana, principal at College of Computing, Makerere, with whom I've even published papers. I've not gotten a recommendation from one of my teachers of mathematics, Professor Kasozi, there in natural sciences. I've not gotten a recommendation from a brother of mine, but also a professor for whom I've published work relating to genetics, Professor Donald Rugira Kugonza. I've reached out to friends like Dr. Ronald Mbine at School of Surgery there in Makerere. I've published some work concerning life sciences. They have not given me a reference. So tulinga kale abatayagalizaganya oba abatayagaliza, and yet I am fighting as a student, you know, on my own almost. I don't have an office where I'm paid salary. So having invested in all this work, really, a peer or a neighbor would have taken out of sympathy and said, you know what, let's support Joseph, but no one is doing that. So mpuliranga, we are living in a world that is very unfair, and people are really doing a disservice to our country. I really wonder what is going to happen.